This video is how to make my homemade peanut brittle. I've got the ingredients all measured out here. First it calls for 2 cups of raw peanuts. I buy whatever I can get. This Fisher from Walmart raw peanuts works great. I love the light skinned on it. Or I bought this right here from Sprouts store, and it is skinless, as you can see, so it doesn't matter as long as it's nice big raw peanuts. It also takes 1 cup of sugar, granulated white sugar, and 1 cup of light corn syrup, and I buy whatever cheap brand I can buy. You don't have to get the expensive to do it. I prepare everything ahead of time, so I can, once I take it out of the skillet, or which it reaches the temperature, then I can quickly pour in 1 heaping teaspoon of baking soda right at the very end, stir it up, and go ahead and put it right into the cookie sheets that I've already covered with the heavy duty, whatever you want to put it, but heavy duty aluminum foil. So I'm going to go ahead and start the fire. I use a nice heavy 12-inch skillet for this. You can turn it way up at first and then turn it back down to, I cook everything at 4 on a 4 to 10 scale. So first, it doesn't matter what you put in, you just put everything in at the same time. The key on the peanut brittle, on the cook time, because I don't use a thermometer, is to check for the thickness of the syrup and the color is what I'm looking for. But what you're going to is the what's called the hard crack stage. But I've never attempted, I don't have time to take care of it with a thermometer. You just mix it up and around, get it hot enough to get the sugar dissolved, and then the color of it is just pretty much clear. The syrup is clear. It only takes me about maybe 15 minutes of cook time on a gas stove and doing it this method. So it cooks really fast. You don't have to stir it all the time, but you just want to stir it enough that you're not going to burn it in any location. You want it all cooking evenly, which is why I really love to use a nice heavy skillet to do it. As it starts boiling and bubbling up, and I start stirring it around, I always check the color, and it's real easy to see when I let the syrup roll back into the pan as I scrape the spatula across the side. You can see it roll back down in there, and it's real easy then to check the color on the syrup. So it'll take it a few minutes to get high enough. Daryl's got this real cute infrared thermometer that he's going to check the temperature when I get it up. He can point it and you'll see a red light, and he's trying to check my temperature so he can be able to tell someone what temp to get it to. Also, the other thing that I love to use is this silicone spatula. It is a Farberware brand, and this one has been really good. But the most important thing is that you get 100% silicone and heat test it up to like 400 degrees, and it won't melt. It does a really nice job. I love it. can pause this video and I'll come back in later when it is getting closer to done. Hi, we're back. Wanted to show you how it's coming along. It is very close. I like to be sure I don't take it up too soon. It's been about 15 minutes since we paused the video. You can see it's starting to turn a lot more golden. The syrup is still pretty white or clear, but it is very, very close. At this point, I just stir it pretty much continually. You can see some of it coming down in there. It's a lot more golden than it was before. When we put the soda in, what we'll do is we'll turn the fire off. If you've got electric, you'll want to actually remove it from the burner. And quickly put in your soda and stir. The soda is white, but it will brown quickly, so you just continue to stir until you've got it all stirred in. And then dump immediately to your cookie sheet, the foil.
What does the soda do?
The soda adds air, makes it foam up, almost a foam look, and it also makes it a lot easier to break apart, where it's not just like cinnamon candy, where it's not real hard. Makes it a lot more airy and a lot easier to eat. We are so close. In fact, you want to test this?
327.
I think we're ready. It looks beautiful right where it is. Fire off.
It's 327 degrees.
Is what the infrared temp showed. Okay, there's our soda. I'm going to stir it in quickly.
See it foaming up.
You can see it foaming up. It starts out a lot lighter color, but as you leave it in and stir it, it starts getting a little darker, a little more. And I'll tell you, do not get this on you. It immediately cools down, sticks to your skin, and you'll have third-degree burns. Okay, I'm ready to pour. So. Oh, my arm is in the way. I'll try to contortion here. Get it out as good as I can. I set the pan to the side and don't put water in it until it cools. It's a real easy cleanup. Just water setting in it will dissolve it right out of there. We spread all this so that you've only got one layer of peanuts everywhere. And you see how quickly it starts to cool. And stay where it's going to stay. And that's pretty much it. We just leave it to cool until it's completely cool before you start trying to break it apart. It should break apart very, very easily. And that's my homemade peanut brittle.
I zoomed way in on it. I zoomed way in on it so you
okay.
could see.
Are we done?